Kahani Bar brings you a cocktail of short stories in English and Hindustani. I am Payal and today's story is So Who Am I? A story of unknown truths. Written for you by Neerja K. Samina and her friend Shabnam were standing by the window in Samina's house. This lattice window on the first floor overlooked the courtyard of the mosque. Shabnam turned to her friend and teasingly poked her. Tell your heart not to beat so fast. I can count its beats. And I'm sure that your ammi sitting in the kitchen downstairs will also hear it and come running to check. Samina turned red in the face and a smile stretched from ear to ear. Stop blushing now. I think he's not coming today. Samina replied quickly. God forbid, he never misses any of his namaz, no matter what. He's a God-fearing man and a true Muslim. Men his age are good for nothing. They just loiter around in the marketplaces and waste away their time while their fathers struggle to put bread on their tables. But not Ali. He has been helping his father in their grocery store since he was 10. Mind you, he used to help his Abbu after coming back from his school. And look at how he has built his father's business. The small grocery store has now turned into a big shop. And not to forget the little corner he's created on one side of the store, where he sells hot coffee and bakar khanis. Shabnam agreed. That is true. It was sad that his ammi passed away last year. Now it's just the two of them in the house, Ali and his Abbu. I often see them struggling with cooking. Ammi sometimes sends Abdul with some food so they can have a decent meal once in a while. Samina sighed and said, Poor guys, I wish I lived in his neighborhood and not you. How I envy you. Shabnam said, just the other day, Ammi was saying that they should bring Ali's bride home. But his Abbu does not even think about it. I wonder why. Samina blushed and said, I would go without a second thought, but what to do? His Abbu has to ask for my hand. I can't ask my parents to go with my rishta. You know the tradition. The groom's parents have to come with the proposal. Shabnam added, let me tell my ammi to talk to his Abbu. What do you say? Samina was suddenly not interested in the conversation anymore because she could see Ali entering the mosque. Ali, a young man of 25, finished his wuzu and entered the mosque for his evening namaz. He had always felt that someone was watching him from behind the latticed window of the adjoining house. He was too decent to look up and probe, but he could feel that a pair of eyes always were watching him. He knew it was Samina's home and that it was she who was always watching him. He felt cheated because he could not see her while she had a full view of him. They had grown up playing together in the neighborhood. That was different. They were just kids then. They had drifted apart as they grew older. It seemed such a long time ago. He wondered how she looked now. She must be all grown up and beautiful. He remembered her sapphire eyes. His ammi had promised him that she would one day bring Samina home as his bride. But then, ammi passed away so suddenly, leaving both her and his dream in a lurch. Abbu had never mentioned anything about his marriage plans, and Ali was too shy to bring up the topic himself. It is not a done thing. Heaving a deep sigh, Ali left everything in Allah's hands. When Ali reached home that evening, he met Shabnam's mother, Zahida Banu, in their courtyard leaving their house. She had a smile on her lips and looked at him mysteriously. He stepped aside with respect to let her pass. Aslam walaikum khala, he greeted. Walaikum salam. May Allah be with you. She blessed him and walked past. On entering his house, he saw his Abbu sitting in a pensive mood. Why was Zahida khala here? And why do you look so sad, Abbu? Is something the matter? Ali asked. No, nothing is the matter, son. She was insisting that I should bring your bride home. It has been over a year now since your Amma Jan left heavenward. Ali blushed and didn't know how to respond. His father continued, She has a girl in mind and she said that your Ammi had also liked her. We must go and ask for her hand for you. What do you say? Ali's heart missed a beat. It had to be Samina. Ammi had promised him. He said to his father, As you wish, Abbu. His Abbu said, Zahida Khala has brought us some biryani and some firni as well. Let's eat before the biryani gets cold and firni warm. Ali put his feet back into his shoes and said, That calls for a pan as well. Without waiting for his father's reaction, he ran out. Just in a few strides, he reached the pan shop at the bend of the lane. He picked up 2 Banarsi pans and returned. After enjoying their meal, father and son settled down to relish their pan in the courtyard. The early summer breeze was welcome. Ali was hoping his father would bring up the subject of his marriage again. But he did not. Instead, he started a different topic altogether. Ali had grown up listening to horrific stories of the partition from many elders in the neighborhood and in the mosque, but never from his parents. He had come to hate India, as was expected from a patriot and a true Pakistani. His heart bled every time he heard the description of trains laden with dead bodies arriving from India. Every time hate and anger rose within him. However, his elders had conveniently forgotten to mention the similar trains that had gone from Pakistan to India. So he was really shocked to hear his father say, Partition was the most inhuman and unforgivable mistake our leaders committed. You never speak of partition, Abu. Why today? Ali asked. How long can one keep one's grief and sorrow buried in one's heart? It is important to tell you the story of partition before I go to ask Samina's hand in marriage for you, Ali. Abu, you know I hate Kafirs and all Indians are my enemies. Only if I had cleared the entrance exam for joining the Pakistan army, I would have marched my troops to the place of my birth and claimed it for you. You know that, don't you? Ali got all charged up. There was a deep shadow of hatred and anger in his deep-set, handsome eyes. It made his Abu's heart bleed. He wondered how this child of his could be capable of so much hatred. He had never taught him to hate. Where from did he learn it? The people at the mosque must have worked on him. He does spend too much time in there. He knew that Ali was a good human being and a devout Muslim. But he had purposely kept him away from the stories of partition and horrific tales of violence. Though these stories were true, but then these stories were true from both the sides of the border and largely peppered with fiction. He looked at his handsome son and gently stroked him on his shoulder to help him calm down a little. Then he said, Let me tell you a story, my son. It is neither sad nor happy, but it is simply the truth, bereft of any fiction or imagination. So he began. The year was 1947. British India had lost its identity. The country was divided, partitioned, or should I say hacked, into 2 nations, India and Pakistan. India was for Hindus, Pakistan for Muslims. Did our leaders of that time really care? Did they realize the impact that this decision, forced by the British, would have on the generations to come? Was it really so simple? Like drawing a line across the map? When did the political leaders care for the human hearts? What happens to the people of a nation when it is divided on the basis of religion? What did they care if a wave of hatred swept through the entire nation, destroying the peace and harmony, transforming man into a beast? How do they care if human relations are torn apart and hearts bleed? That one individual who had been assigned the job of drawing the deadly line across the map had not even visited the country before. Who authorized him to butcher our country? His red ink drew a line dividing the land ruthlessly. Did his heart bleed when he drew a line that ran across the villages, dividing them into halves? Or through the courtyards of the same house, rendering brothers as strangers? The answer is no to all these questions, and many more remain unanswered. No heed was paid to the fact that such actions would create havoc. No arrangements were made to ensure the safe passage to those masses who were expected to cut their roots and leave their homes to cross this line of death. Result? The entire country was on fire. Human rivers were flowing from both sides of recently drawn borders, not knowing what future held for them. Chaotic frenzy prevailed everywhere. The lanes and by-lanes had turned into killing arenas. People were killing and getting killed. Everyone had lost count of the dead. Trains and buses arrived on both sides, full of motionless bodies piled one on top of the other like sardines. Fire was ablaze everywhere. Children ran helter-skelter, not knowing where to look for their parents. The fabric of trust was torn and tattered into shreds. People who were fighting the British for their freedom suddenly turned to attack each other. Yesterday's friends had turned today's foes. Neighbors had become enemies, and death was dancing shamelessly and endlessly. Human beings had put wildest of animals to shame. They no more needed foreign barbarians. They themselves were enough to finish one another. A boy of 3 left his mother's side and ran out into the lane. By the time his mother realized that her son had left her side and was running towards the mob, it was too late. She prayed hard, "Ya Parvadigar, let sense prevail. Let them see your face in my little boy." The mob was mad, and they saw only an enemy in the little boy's face, and his blood painted the street red. His mother stood there in utter shock. She gazed in disbelief. Could this be true? Could they kill a baby? It was then that her neighbor and best friend Savitri pulled her by her arm and dragged her into her own house. What followed was madness. The shocked mother could neither cry nor blink her eyes. She had gone into a shock. Savitri's husband Nekchand had fetched the shocked woman's husband from the rear door of their house. Evening set in, and there was no change. The poor mother, now rendered childless, sat as if carved out of stone. Savitri got up, went into her room, and brought out her youngest child, a boy of 2.5 years, and gently placed the sleeping boy in the grieving mother's lap, who looked down and quickly wrapped the boy in her arms and brought him close to her bosom. "My child, oh, my baby, my boy, you're safe, my son, my Jaan. Allah heard my prayers. Look, Savitri, he is safe." She showered the baby with kisses. Tears rolled down her eyes, wetting the boy's tuft of curly hair. She was now swinging her body from side to side, not knowing whether she was comforting him or her own soul. Savitri turned to her husband. "From this moment on, I give this child of ours in daan to my friend and sister. From now on, he is theirs. Someone has to pay the price for the crimes committed by our communities. Let that someone be us. We do the prayaschit for all of us." Savitri had thought that it would not make any difference. She could see her child all the time. After all, they were neighbors with a common wall. However, what Savitri did not foresee was if they decided to cross over the newly etched border, what then? Yes, it happened. The situation got from bad to worse with each passing day, and they were compelled to move with the people of their own community and cross over to the newly formed nation, Pakistan. Their faith was shattered after they had lost their only child, the child they had been blessed with after a decade of their marriage, and the penance they had gone through at various dargahs. He felt the urge to take his wife to the safety of their own brethren. This news came as a shock to Savitri and her husband. Savitri's grief knew no bounds. Their neighbor brought their little son Shiva and, putting him in Savitri's lap, said, "Here, dear sister, take back your amanat. We cannot be so selfish. We cannot deprive you of your son. God has given us this grief, and He will show us the way to be able to deal with it. He will give us courage. We need to be childless." Before he could even finish his sentence, his wife came running into the room. "Son, my Hayat, where are you? They will take you away from me. Come back, my Janam." She grabbed the little Shiva from Savitri's lap and walked out of the room. Savitri knew that this woman would not survive the pain and grief of losing her child the second time over. She was a wounded mother. She was in a stupor, and Savitri, a woman of her word, could not bring herself to snatch away her lifeline. Savitri's heart felt like a heavy piece of stone in her chest. She could not bring herself to take the child away from the woman who had lost her mind due to grief of losing her only child. "What does this story have to do with me, Abbu?" "Everything, my son," his Abbu continued. Savitri's son Shiva crossed over into the newly carved nation Pakistan as Ali Muhammad, son of Shahir Muhammad and Farida Muhammad. Ali stared at his father in disbelief. He felt as if the ground beneath him had disappeared. He had spent his entire life hating the very people he was born among. Tears rolling down his cheeks, he sat at his father's feet on the floor of the courtyard and said, "No, Abbu, I'm your son. Tell me that all this is not true." Shock and disbelief writ large on his face. He looked hopefully at his father, who too had tears rolling down his face. "No, my son, this is the truth. That baby was you." There were demons on both sides of the border, but then there were angels too. When Ali found his voice, he asked, "Abbu, Abbu, who am I? Ali or Shiva?" His Abbu answered in a calm voice, "Both, Ali and Shiva. Don't let one hate the other." Ali abruptly got up and walked away into the darkness of the street. The summer breeze brushing against his skin gave him goosebumps. His breath was uneven, his heart pounding. He felt as if the ground beneath his feet was shifting continuously, thereby making his steps wobbly. All his life, he had believed himself to be one thing, one person, with an identity, with the certainty and support of a community, with a nation behind him. Now, with one sentence from his Abbu, had shattered that identity into bits and pieces that left him bereft of his own existence. He stood there without an identity, without a name, without a religion, without a nation. He felt lonely and alone, vulnerable and naked. His universe had collapsed around him. He looked up at the stars and wondered, who am I? Ali? Shiva? Or both? Or neither? The air carried the sound of the azan, call for namaz from the mosque. He covered both his ears and yelled, "Oh Allah, who am I?" Suddenly, his Abbu's voice whispered into his close ears. Both Ali and Shiva. Don't let one hate the other. A strange peace settled in Ali's heart. He somehow knew that he had the answer to his own questions deep within him. And in that quiet night, Ali met Shiva. They became one, just a human being. On that thought-provoking note, this is Payal signing off. Meet you soon with yet another story. Till then, take care.